night has been lifted, we can see Macedonia bathed in light. The light slowly begins to warm the traditional fishing enclosures of Lake Doiran, the narrow alleys and snow-white houses. Gradually it reveals the mysticism of monasteries, casts a glance over dewy mountains and valleys, and warms the soul of lakes and rivers, hidden attics and secret garrets. The morning is heralded in every imaginable way, by the whir and clatter of the millstone, by the rooster's crow, by the ticking of the clock, by the mysterious smell of quinces, by the echo of church bells. The day is heralded by a synthesis of all possible colors in a wonderful watercolor. The day is born, and with it the innocent baby's smile. Suddenly, everyone is up. Everyone joins in the rhythm known as life. Everyone, as the saying goes, carrying his own worries and his own needs. Macedonia is an open land. You can enter Macedonia from all four corners of the world, from the countries it borders, or, if you travel here by plane, you can land at either of the country's two airports, in Ohrid or in Skopje. Macedonia is the bride of mythology. Its treasures are there for everyone who wishes to explore them. From the ancient past, from the womb of its soil, archaeologists have retrieved in their full originality the goddess of fertility, the Tetovomenid, the Trebinishte masks, and the Ohrid Isis. You can partake of the fascinating past of the ancient cities of Heraclea, Stobi and Skopje with their amphitheaters, and indeed feel like a worthy descendant of ancient Macedonia, of Rome, or of the Byzantine Empire. With gentle step, you can walk through the magic beauties of its mosaics, take part in the ritual games in its amphitheaters, explore the early Christian baptistry, the scenes telling stories of love. See the heads of emperors and lacrimatories in which the princesses once kept their tears. Faced with this abundant treasure, you'll be amazed and overwhelmed by the originality of the terracotta icons discovered near Vinica Kali. You will hear of Christianity preached by the Apostle Paul in Macedonia, where his encounter with the Macedonian woman Lydia, as recorded in the Acts of the Apostles in the Bible, is mentioned for the first time. Macedonia is a land of lakes and monasteries. Its lakes have preserved the material culture, and its monasteries and churches the spiritual culture of its people. As many as 365 churches exist in Ohrid alone, in the town also known as the Slavic Jerusalem. There, amid the mysticism of the Middle Ages, St. Clement was to establish the first Slavic university, where 3,500 students completed their education. The oldest Slavonic texts date back to the 12th century AD. Among the masterpieces of sacral architecture to be found amid this Byzantine serenity, we should single out the artistic achievements of the fresco painters Michael and Eutychius. It is a fascinating fact that the fresco of the Lamentation of Christ in the Church of St. Panteleimon at Nerisy was painted some 140 years before Giotto's Pietà. Some scholars believe that it is to this fresco that the roots of the European Renaissance can be traced. The Ottoman Turks appeared and flew over the entire land like birds of the air. This was the 14th century. It marked the end of the Middle Ages and the beginning of a new era. Macedonia was not left out of this process. The Ottomans were to stay in the territory of this land for 5 centuries, and they have left signs of their cultural heritage. It is said that there is no mosque in the world quite like the Painted Mosque, or indeed anything similar to it. Nearly a third of the Macedonian population can satisfy their spiritual needs in the numerous Muslim religious buildings. The past, the present and the future are inextricably linked and interwoven in Macedonia. Apart from modern facilities, you should not be surprised to see an old blacksmith shop, a loom from whose soft threads delicate handicrafts are created, or the millstone of a water mill. You can see all the colours of Macedonia in its diverse galleries. Today's offices, breathing the spirit of the modern age, are also decorated with the work of excellent traditional artists. The opulent imagination of woodcarvers, the exquisite patterns of Macedonian carpets, and the filigree working of gold and silver are all parts of the rich creative tradition of this people. In this wonderful and sometimes utterly surreal world, the table is laden with products proffered by Mother Earth. Large bunches of grapes appear to have imbibed the very sunshine scattered across the plentiful vineyards that look as if they have been tailored with scissors. The generosity of the god Bacchus is to blame for the many wine cellars. Macedonian apples, peeping out everywhere like the cheeks of smiling children, are also the color of wine. Macedonia offers ecologically healthy food, grown close to the springs of all-bearing Mother Nature. This food, say those who know, can have an aphrodisiac effect. You can smell the fragrance of tobacco across the fields of Macedonia. It is known here as yellow gold and provides subsistence for a large part of the Macedonian population. In the high mountains, you can see endless white flocks of sheep, herded by the breed of dog called the Sharplaninets. It is here that the high-quality sheep's cheese known as kashkava is produced. Macedonia is a small country with a great soul. It was admitted as the 181st member of the United Nations. It covers a modest area of 25,713 square kilometers and has some 2.1 million inhabitants. But the Macedonians do not consider this a disadvantage. Let us fly over this small country and enjoy its beautiful landscapes, its mountains and lakes, its valleys and rivers from a bird's eye view. Macedonia has more than 90 mountain peaks higher than 2,000 meters and nearly 100 hectares under forest. Its lowest altitude is 44 meters and its highest peak reaches 2,764 meters. The mountains are there to remind us that although Macedonia is sometimes seen as a distant corner of Europe, it lies close to the stars. The lakes are natural gems. They bathe the face of this land, while the forests are the blood vessels purifying its air. What nature has failed to accomplish has been achieved by the human hand. Dozens of reservoirs have been built, which sometimes look as though created by God himself. The longest river is the Vardar, with its course of 420 kilometers. When you're in Macedonia, you frequently have a feeling that you've come to a world of eternity. Its landscapes and its secluded places stimulate the imagination, and you would like to see more of its wonders. You're convinced that more inspiration awaits you up there in its highlands, and more mysticism down in its lowlands. The mountain peaks look as if they support the sky, while the sky is reflected in Macedonia's lakes. If you want to try out your mountaineering abilities, if you're a lover of adventure, Macedonia's craggy mountains are the perfect medium. The colourful landscape is complemented by the elegant gallop of wild horses, imparting a special attraction to the Vitacevo plateau. Macedonia has 4 national parks covering an area of 130,000 hectares. There are places in the tranquility of its forest for lovers of hunting and also for fishing in the small mountain lakes, streams and rivers. Only hunters and fishermen disturb the mountain harmony, which creates a wonderful symphony of sounds, scents and colors. Every lover of nature, of the sun and water, and all dreamers are part of this land. God has given something to everyone. Many have sung of Macedonia's beauties, its heavenly rose and green highlands. About 1,200,000 people live in the urban areas of Macedonia. The country's capital, Skopje, has more than 600,000 inhabitants, and the symbol of the city is the stone bridge built in the early 6th century AD. Skopje is a synthesis of old, traditional buildings and modern achievements of architecture. Hotels, restaurants and cafes designed for all tastes and every pocket. A large number of guests frequent them, and many foreign visitors enjoy their services. Oriental and European flavors are intermingled there, as indeed are the exotic scents of the East and the refined fragrances of the West. The Kale, the old citadel, seems to be standing guard, observing the city's growth, and Skopje is gradually becoming an important part of modern European culture and habits. The city can be reached from every direction, and you can travel from there to any destination. You can visit important places of cultural and historical interest, look into the city's old quarters, and take part in numerous cultural events in its theatres, galleries and concert halls. Macedonia's hotels offer excellent opportunities for leisure and relaxation. There you can feel the freshness of lake waters or the warmth of the masseur's fingers. The largest part of the country's tourist facilities are to be found in Ohrid. Macedonia has thousands of cafes and numerous sports and recreation centers. It has also preserved its soul through a myriad of traditional dances and colourful folk costumes. Although very old, these have given this country the vigour of youth. Macedonia is a land of tales and legends. It is a pillar that unites the worldly and the heavenly dimensions. These legends were born in the villages and among the bazaars and markets of the old towns. These bazaars and markets have preserved their originality and attract the visitor with their picturesque alleys, gateways, windows and balconies. There are also quarters in several Macedonian towns where builders have cherished a preference for European traditions. Elements from different civilizations, cultures and ethnicities have been incorporated into the folklore of this people. For a moment you have the impression that you are a part of this multitude of colors and that you belong to all those civilizations and cultures at the same time. God has protected Macedonia and allowed it to remain a single whole and be the heart that gives a flavor to the entire Balkan Peninsula. Is this a dream? That is the question everyone who has seen the beauties of this country asks. Don't just dream. Come to Macedonia. Open the treasure chest. that holds its secrets and its mysteries.